Hello, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Stellaris. We are the Omega system. We are a machine intelligence hellbent on converting all organic life into cybernetic life forms to feed the collective. We're basically the Borg you have at home. Anyway, welcome to the channel, guys. Let's see, we got started just last episode, and we haven't done too much yet because a lot of it was just setup stuff. We have not met any of our galactic neighbors yet, and we are just really starting the very most basic setup stuff. So I think we're just gonna unpause and sort of let it go. I believe we have fully explored this system. Nope. Yeah, I think we have basically fully explored this system. This is our, one of our science ships going off to, yeah, there we go. We have a second science ship that we created is going up here to this system to explore it. And this was our first one that we created. In the meantime, we are about to see, once this top bar here fills up, we are about to see our borders expand for the first time. You get to see what that looks like. Boom. There it is. All right. So we have now added a second star system to our expanding little baby star empire. Isn't it so cute, little baby star empire? So as you can see from this map, under Sinistra, which is a great name for a star system, under this we can see that there is physics research to grab in this system. So if we go to our assembler, we can click on Build Research Station, click on the source of this physics research, which in this place is in this case is the star at the center of the system, and then we will build a research station. So I just want to take a quick look before we get too far in here at our planet here, just so that I can remind myself where we were, what we were doing here. I believe we created a mining district, which gave us some jobs, because I believe we started without any excess jobs. So we need places for our expanding populace to go work once the populace does expand. And then you can see here, we are clearing out the blocker, the malfunctioning replicator bay, which will itself give us one more job, because this is taking away a replicator job. So once that's gone, we will have yet another job that's available. And the max districts will go up by one, which means that the planet capacity will go up by one, and we'll be growing maybe a little bit faster. Maybe. Probably not, but that's the idea. Once that's done, we will have 3 jobs in the hopper here. We won't really need to do much else here for a little while, although if there was something we wanted to pivot to, we could do it. In particular, this is going to be a kind of a low Unity start, so we might want to do something like build a second uplink node for additional Unity. That might be a little bit too aggressive in that one specific way, though. So maybe we don't do that. Maybe we just keep going with what we got for a little while. Let our let that basic progress continue. In the meantime, we are just exploring these new frontiers. Over here in Abdrade, a source of energy credits was just discovered. So when we inevitably take over that system, we'll be able to exploit it and get some additional energy credits. You can see obviously 2 energy credits, not much. We're generating, we're generating like 134. Blocker expunge. There it is. Very nice. As you can see, we're actually generating like 139 per turn. So 2, not much. And we have 66 overage. So every month we're adding 66 to our holds here. Oh. Ugarlak civilization encountered. We have detected the presence of a pre-FTL, pre-faster-than-light alien civilization on Abdrade 1 in the Abdrade system. They currently seem to be experiencing the equivalent of a renaissance, having recently left the medieval age behind them. Scientific knowledge is spreading rapidly, and the armies of their petty kingdoms are equipped with crude gunpowder-based projectile weapons. We should consider building an observation post above their world to study them more closely. Now, we could do that. We absolutely could do that if we wanted to. However, another thing we could possibly do is just go to war with them and take them over. And I think we're allowed to do that. I don't see any reason why we're not allowed to. See, I have never really engaged with something like this. They are on a world I want to be on. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to go to our shipyard here. And I believe I can create a couple of armies. I've not done this before. I've never engaged in this system yet. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to play
construction complete.
Something. That's why I wanted to play this kind of race. So we'll actually get a little tutorial almost on landing troops and engaging in ground combat this way. These guys are going to be they're going to be very shocked, and then they're going to be very not shocked because suddenly they will be part of a collective. It's going to suck to be them. So the research station in Sinistra just got created, which actually means that this construction ship has nothing else to do. I do think that the next step is probably going to be, I mean, I want to come over here, right? Because this is, so I think the next step is actually going to be to come over here, and we will take over this system as soon as we finish surveying it. Effectively capping off previous discoveries of lower forms of life, the report on pre-FTL aliens of Abdrade 1 encountered by our fleets has reignited interest in the xenological sciences on the Unimatrix 1, previously considered a largely theoretical field. Again, some of the flavor text on some of these pop-ups don't adapt very nicely to being for us being like a driven assimilator. Some of them do, some of them don't. So this is a, I don't remember if we had one of these in the first episode. This is a science, an anomaly. Basically, our science ship, while moving around and identifying all these different heavenly bodies, has discovered an anomaly, something weird, and we can commit time to research it. All anomalies have levels. Our scientists have levels, and so those levels are compared to each other to determine the research time. In this case, it's a level 2 anomaly. We have a level 1 scientist, so it's going to take 180 days, about half a year, for them to fully research this. And something this relatively low level, this early in the game, I'm like, yeah, absolutely, research this. So they're going to spend time doing that. And that's the one over here, remember? So that's like, we're not expanding in that direction. We've chosen we're going to expand over here. So might as well just let that happen. So now if I go to our, yeah, it looks like, okay, so we are still building these armies. Once this army comes up, okay, so I'm going to pause now. I'm going to take a look at this. So this is our transport fleet. It looks like we have 29 army strength. Is what it looks like. It looks like we have 29 army strength in that one army. And if we look at over here, we'll see that these guys had 4 armies, each worth 4 military strength. So I think at this point, it's pretty safe to say that our one army is probably sufficient to come in. So it looks like they're garrisoning 11. Yeah, our one army is probably strong enough. So I didn't really need to make 2. So let's go ahead and take our transport ship and let's send it out here and enter orbit. And I'm not entirely, again, I've never played around with this mechanic before. I have no idea what this is going to do, but we'll get that first transport fleet onto into the system and see what we can do. So we finished a survey here. So the Abdrade system is fully surveyed now. Life signs have been detected coming from inside the atmosphere of a gas giant. Could it indicate the presence of some kind of biosphere? Same idea here. This is a level 2 anomaly with our level 1 scientist. Can take about half a year to do. And we just finished this, so you know we just finished like exploring the whole thing. So might as well hit research and do that, because the constructor ship will still be able to like establish a star base and get us over there. Even while that other research is happening. So we'll take the constructor ship and let's go ahead and build a star base in here. And it looks like our first transport fleet is about to enter orbit as well. All right, so you are in orbit. So if I go here... Oop, are you not? You are supposed to be in orbit, right? You in orbit around the right planet? Does look like it. You are... You don't have a leader, but that shouldn't matter. I just want to see if there's a way to like confirm sort of what you're in orbit around. Yeah, it does look like you're in orbit around the right thing. I don't know why it says... That already belongs to someone. Can only colonize planets inside our borders. Right. We're not looking to colonize. I'm looking to, like, invade these guys and take them over. Well, let's just sort of tick along and see what happens when we actually add this to our borders. Oh, this is that first one that that happened over in the other system. We have found a bipedal robot floating in space. Its faceplate is featureless and its metal exterior is damaged. Preliminary scans indicate it has residual power, but its power source is radically different from our own. Its internal circuitry may hold memories of its previous existence, but recharging it and translating its information will take time. Now we can scan the robot, which will add a mineral deposit to the asteroid where this was found originally, or we can abandon it. And I mean, why would we abandon it? I mean, let's scan the damn thing. I'd be curious to see what it's got in it. Oh, and then Old Soul, this another event ticked because of that. Through diligent effort, we have found a way to recharge the robot's power supply and scan its memory bank. Sadly, the machine has deteriorated so badly that we cannot retrieve coherent information. Womp womp. We will consider a follow-up study, and we may search for others of its kind, but the fate of this mechanical castaway must remain a mystery. Ah, well. Looks like we didn't get anything beneficial from that. Yeah, I don't seem... There are no armies in orbit that can land. I don't know why that is. Like, it doesn't say. Can only we can only invade pre-FTL planets inside our borders. Okay, good to know. So that will actually... That's a problem that will solve itself in about 5 seconds here.
Construction
boom.
complete.
Okay, and now you can zoom out and we can see, boom, our borders have glommed out once again. Actually, these ones have glommed out quite a distance compared to the first one. But yeah, so there we go. And we can zoom way out and we can see, boom, our territory is starting to grow amongst the stars. And yeah, now going into here. Now we should be able to, yeah, land armies and take them over. Okay, this makes sense. So let's just go ahead and land our armies. These guys are going to go from being Renaissance era peasants to being drones, cybernetic drones in our army. It's gonna suck to be them. We're gonna land these, and that'll eventually play itself out. In the meantime, the assembler here is going to, well, actually, I guess we should start by building a mining station over here, because that one's got more stuff than the star does. So we'll do that first, and then we play out. You are now on the ground. At least you should be.
Planetary pacification protocols initiated.
Very nice. First, this is our first contact with the Ugarlak. Invaders! We don't know why you are attacking us, but no, we will fight to defend our planet. We will not yield, and we are one. You are many. So we jump 100 intel on this civilization. They are xenophobes, and they are fanatic militarists. None of that's going to matter in a very small amount of time. Our theoretical models have long suggested the existence of other intelligent civilizations in our galaxy. This theory has now been confirmed. The alien political entity that we have encountered has not yet invented spaceflight. We must determine how best to deal with these pre-FTLs. This data must be analyzed. I'll tell you exactly what we do to them. We invade them and we take them over. So that's the starbase done. We have an invasion currently happening, and then we can pick up new traditions. Oh, actually, yeah, we did not get to this in the first episode. We did not get to our first tradition. So this is players of the recent Civilization games will definitely recognize this kind of screen. This is this game's version of like civics or culture, right? In that there are a whole bunch of little trees that we can select. We have to select each one individually. Just adopting it gives us a small benefit. Then later on we can move down the trees, and then by completing a tree, we get another bigger benefit, right? Very, very Civilization. Each time we do this, either adopt a new tree, move through a tree, the next time we do this, it's going to cost more and more and more and more unity to do this. So we either need to continually grow our unity to make more and more and more of it each month, or we need to, or it'll just take us longer and longer and longer to get each like new node. Right? So there's a bunch of different ones and we can choose which one to go. Obviously, we're going to be very warlike, so supremacy feels like it's going to be required, but this early on in the game, we don't tend to really engage with that many civilizations, and we don't necessarily, we don't want to pick up these supremacy tree bonuses when before too early, because they're, you know, they'll be wasted. In the meantime, we could be picking up things that will be beneficial. I say we generally wait for supremacy until a bit later when we start meeting other people and really start trying to push our borders and really start to, you know, wage our war. In the meantime, we pick one of these other trees, and I mean, like, versatility is all about basically you know, growing the population on our planets, making our planets, making our people more happy on their various planets. I do like prosperity for us as a starting thing. Building upkeep, district upkeep, complex drone outputs. These are the higher level jobs. Buildings and districts have lower build cost. We get additional housing. I mean, that's nice. And then, of course, prosperity itself giving us mining station output. Right now, that'll generate us a few more energy credits. Eventually, it'll generate us like a bunch more energy credits and minerals, possibly even a few additional alloys along the way. I mean, all that's really nice. Domination is about like settling a lot more planets. So we get benefits to clearing blockers on those planets. We get bonus officials. And additional influence. You need influence is this stat up here. You need it in order to continue to expand your borders. So that's nice. Minus 25% empire size from districts, which you can create more districts without suffering penalties from it. So this just basically means going wide with lots and lots and lots of planets, which we do intend to do. Expansion is actually fixing the problem of doing that quickly. Colonies start with additional pops. Colony development is faster. Starbase influence costs, so we can, you know, instead of generating more influence, we just spend less of it when we expand from system to system. All that's really nice. We do intend to expand. We do intend to put down lots of like colonies. Discovery is always nice because, you know, additional science is just good across the board. Honestly, I mean, but I think really the big thing is we need to build stuff quickly. We need to be able to build out our fleet quickly once we're ready to go to war. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to try and stockpile as many resources as possible. We're going to try and grow as fast as possible. And I think one of the way we're going to do that is with the prosperity tree. Because I think the prosperity tree later on is going to be incredibly beneficial for us. Additional housing means that we're just going to have an incredibly large size like population who are going to be able to be successfully housed through, you know, with many fewer buildings and, you know, fewer districts needed to do that. Spending less upkeep and generating more output from like all of our drones is nice. Again, spending less upkeep is nice. Build costs down, build speed up. Yeah, this is, I think, going to be our way forward here. So I'm actually going to adopt prosperity here, and then we're going to go through this, but then once we start meeting people, we're immediately going to pivot to supremacy. We're going to grab additional army damage. Again, we're going to be all about landing people on the ground and taking over that way. So plus army damage is going to be huge. Ship build speed and build cost, ship upkeep and naval capacity. These are going to be all about building our fleet so that we can get our armies where they need to go. Ship fire rate is nice here. And then damage versus star bases is always nice. Finishing off supremacy gives us war doctrine policies. I think supremacy is like going to be our second go. And once we're ready to ramp up, that'll be where we go. But first, we're going to start with prosperity just to give us more resources to use. So that's what we're going to do. Take prosperity. Okay. Now, while that is happening, or well, now that we've got that, let's go to the first planet here that we're trying to invade. And okay, 29, 11. Our army against like 3 of theirs. Frontline combat width. Calculated from the size of the planet determines the number of armies that can deal damage simultaneously during combat. Okay, interesting. Yeah, this makes sense. So, like, basically, you can't just pack, like, 500 armies onto a small planet and expect them all to do damage to each other. Some of them are just going to have to be, like, bottled up behind the rest doing, like, resupply stuff. This makes sense to me. So if we play this, yeah, this is literally just ticking down in real time, sort of what's happening here. Cascading catastrophe. We did indeed discover life on Edbro. Okay, this was the other anomaly that we were researching. By our actions, it has since been eradicated. The microbial creatures which lived in the outer edges of the gas giant's atmosphere reacted poorly to our deep scans. These frequencies caused each creature's cellular structure to resonate, an effect that then cascaded and spread from gasmite to gasmite. Each was rendered inert soon after. We are now in orbit over the largest graveyard in the universe. We just killed billions or trillions of little microbes by simply scanning them. Anything? I don't feel like can anything be done is going to be our answer. I think fascinating. We're going to take the research for that. It's going to just give us a big bulk of research. So we're fighting. Looks like their first army is about to fall. And yep, their first army fell. We're actually losing some soldiers. They're managing to get some pot shot kills on us, but we are killing them pretty effectively over here. Yeah, well, this is pretty effective. I'm gonna like even just pause for a second here. Let's take a look at our world here. There are 2 jobs, so we must have expanded somewhere. And we took that replicator job. Something must have expanded. And now, so we're still 2 jobs short. Or rather, we still have 2 more jobs than we have people. So we can still expand and have that work out. However, I think it might be better to get a building going now. And I think it's actually going to be an alloy foundry. I think that's like the best idea here. Let's get an alloy foundry going. I always want more jobs than I have population. That way, when a new population pops out, it doesn't pop out unemployed. Unemployed pops are pretty bad. So we have this. Oh, yeah, we have a science ship that's just idle. See, this is what I'm... All right, this is what I got to pay more attention to. So go ahead and survey this system. You guys are still busy, so okay. With that going on, let's check back in here. You should be about finished.
Situation log adjusted.
Event chain precursors, the Cybrex. Okay, so every time you start a game, you will have a precursor event chain that happens. So there will always have been, you know, seeded as part of galaxy creation, there will have been an ancient civilization known as a precursor. There's a seems to be a small handful of these that can be selected from. And when you start a game, you will be sort of assigned one of these precursors, and you will learn about them quickly, relatively early on in the game. And then you will be given like a series of sort of quests or jobs to do to sort of further that sort of event chain, right? So let's see what we got here. We have the Cybrex. We have recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on It looks like that's some sort of like asteroid chain. Incredibly, this civilization, which apparently referred to itself as the Cybrex, seems to have been made up of machines that were linked together in some sort of collective consciousness. Well, damn, that sounds like us. The age of the artifacts indicates they were active some 600,000 years ago, in this portion of the galaxy at least, but we have learned nothing of their exact origins. According to a partial data fragment that our scientists managed to extract from one of the artifacts, the Cybrex at some point launched a crusade to destroy all sapient organic life in the galaxy for unknown reasons. Well, damn, they just like me for real, for real. So we're going to have the Cybrex, so we're going to begin this event chain. So we can actually look at the situation log and it should tell us about it. We want to recover 6 Cybrex artifacts. That's what they want us to do. These will come from anomalies that are going to be spawned in solar systems sort of all around the galaxy. So we're just going to have to keep expanding, exploring, and completing those anomaly researches as we get access to them. And that's how we're going to complete that. So let's finish off this fight here.
Ground invasion
Boom.
units have achieved all objectives.
Subjugating pre-FTLs. The primitive organics on Adbrade 1 have been subjugated by our landing force, though their feeble combat capabilities are indicators of an underdeveloped society. Our bioanalyst bots have concluded that their neural capacities show promise. They will be assimilated. Commence identity sublimation. We have successfully invaded Adbrade 1. Okay, so now I guess we control Adbrade 1, or at least we're taking it over. So it looks like there are currently 12 pops. Can we? Yeah, it looks like it's all them. So my question becomes, can I move them onto, like, restore jobs? There are no... Yeah, it looks like there aren't... Well, it says available jobs. Undergoing assimilation. Interesting. I don't know if there's any, like, choices I'm supposed to be making here. Yeah, that isn't anything interesting. Can I resettle them? Yeah, there are 12 pups that are undergoing assimilation. One must be true. Interesting. Yeah, it looks like I can't... Yeah, it looks like I can't resettle them onto Unimatrix 1 because, yeah, they can't exist on a... Yeah, okay. On their own, they cannot exist on the machine world. So I'm looking at it right now, and it looks like there really isn't anything I can do right now because the populations are being assimilated. And, yeah, the jobs... So there are 12 that are undergoing... Oh, okay. Okay, I see. So the pops that are undergoing assimilation cannot be assigned for jobs. So I can actually move a bunch of people from my homeworld out here, and I can fill the jobs that are available. So current available jobs are like agricultural drones, which I will need a few people doing that, maintenance drones, mining drones, and then hunter seekers and replicators. So we can in fact resettle a few things. So let's actually try that. Let's take a hunter seeker. Oh, by the way, there is some cost associated with forcibly relocating your people. I believe I believe there are some choices you could take to, like, make it easier to do this. But it's going to cost me just a little bit of Unity and just a very small amount of energy credits to move these guys over. So I'm going to move you over. And then I need to find, like, a low-level drone like you. We'll move you over. We'll move over a couple pops. This will fill some of the jobs.
Construction complete.
Looks like there's some... Yeah, I can't really... I guess I can't see this, really, or something. I'm guessing a lot of this is just, like, marked under... like the undergoing assimilation or something. So I guess we'll just sort of hold for now. So anyway, there we go. So we have landed our army. We successfully invaded. And I guess we can take our fleet and we can move them back home. I definitely did not need to make 2 for that. That's for sure. We'll just send you back home and enter into orbit. Yeah, you finished making a mining station. You're actually going to make another one. There we go. All right. Yeah. I'm not sure, like, I'll have to keep checking on this because I'm not sure if there's a lot of, like, decisions. Yeah, invasion successful. Stockpiles on food are going to run out. Yeah, okay, that is fair. Food is going to run out soon. So, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I let this tick over a couple times, and it's gone kind of crazy. Oh, because we are... Yeah, actually... okay, now it's all showing what's going on here. So the complex drone jobs, looks like they're all taken care of, question mark. Yeah, but I do need menial drones, so we do need to, like, bring a couple more over. So we need a couple of the menial. So I want to be careful and make sure that I only bring over the right kind of job, right? Because if I bring over a like high quality job, like a hunter seeker or a fabricator over, they don't have high quality jobs or complex jobs to go into. They're only menial jobs to go into. So I need to start with a menial job worker and bring them over. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring over like you, and we're gonna bring over. Let's bring over 2 of them. And we'll just go and we'll tick for a second and see how that went. Except they did mining. I don't really want you to do mining. I want you to do agriculture. Now, how do I fix this? Well, I can do it like this, right? I decrease job priority. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I significantly decreased the job priority, and now we should actually be gaining food. Yeah, okay. All right, that's good. Now you'll be fine. Yeah, we're garrisoning the planet. Everything should be good. Okay. I think I figured out what the sort of idea is there. Okay.
Construction complete.
You completed your construction. We've got somebody exploring over here. We've got somebody exploring over here. I think you're going to end up going over here most likely. Because look, we've got some mineral deposits we're going to want to bring into our borders sooner rather than later. So we'll send you over there. Still haven't met anybody. I mean, we're still pretty close to our initial system over here, so we haven't met any of the like big player characters yet, or the big like star empires, the actual greater world. Unemployed. Why do you have unemployed populations? Hold on, what just happened? Why do you have unemployed populations? You shouldn't have unemployed populations. Are you guys unemployed? Menial drone. You shouldn't be unemployed. So these are the cybernetic ones. So these guys have been... Yeah, okay. So assimilation is happening at pace. We've already assimilated a significant number of drones. And I guess maybe I just wait? Are they just going to tick over eventually? Are they going to find their jobs? Oh, I guess, okay. I guess they come in unemployed. And then they're going to slowly find jobs. Okay, they'll find their jobs eventually. I'll set mining drones to 1. Actually, I'll set it to 2 because it should fill up. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll restore all of the job status. Okay, so we are... Assimilation is proceeding apace. Why do you have... Is it because you have additional experience or something? Why is your army strength 31 and this one's 29? What if it's just because you've had additional experience or something? Oh, and yeah, Schulmack actually turns out to be an okay little... It's the best new solar system yet that we will bring into our fold once we finish fully charting it, which is taking a little bit of extra time. You see down here, surveying Schulmack 6 plus 3 others. So there are four more things that need to be surveyed before we can fully take over this star system. In the meantime, the assembler ship is just going to sit quiet and unused. Is there anything we want to do? I mean, I did actually just take a bunch of people away from our home planet here. So actually, there's just tons of open jobs now. You've got no reason for me to worry about anything over there. Okay, Schulmack. That's a very hard level, and it's signs of precursor activity. So this is going to be one of those ones that gives us one of those artifacts that we need, except it's a level 8 anomaly. We only have a level 2 scientist. Now, we could set them on it. It would take them like, what? 3, 4, like 5 years to do this at 1,440 days. It'd take them like 5 years to do this. I don't really want to do that. I don't want to take 5 years just to do this. In fact, what will happen is that if we just say leave it be for now, and our scientist continues just like exploring and doing regular sciencey things, eventually they will level up. And eventually they'll get to the point where this takes much less time. So I think a much more efficient use of our time is to ignore this for now and just let them keep working at what they were already doing. We'll just have to remember, and in fact, we don't have to really remember because situation log keeps track of all anomalies that we have seen that we haven't done yet. So we don't have to really even remember it directly. We just got to remember to check every so often, you know, to see if there's any anomalies that we left that we want to do. Just one more quick check over here just to see how things are going now. And actually, I can do it from here. You can see that there are still 6 pops waiting assimilation. And there are currently like 6 open jobs. So actually, ideally, once we get these guys assimilated and in, we will actually need to do something here. So with a planet capacity of 99, that's an insanely high planet capacity. I guess it's not wildly high, but it's really good for the beginning of the game. It's got some blockers. We can't clear them because you need special things to do that. So instead, I think we could go right into just more districts. I think it would actually be probably beneficial. Right now we're spending alloys, and we are spending energy credits. You see, our energy credit income is actually way lower than it used to be. So I think one of the things we might do... we've got one benefit of these. We're actually going to need more. So actually, I think the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to make another agriculture district. We got to feed our new cybernetic drones. I think we got to do that first. And then after that, I think then we'll look at maybe adding a generator district to try and cut into this, like, you know, try and cut into this energy credit deficit that the plant we're spending more than we're bringing in. All right, system survey, Sapad, only 4 energy credits across the entire solar system. Not a very interesting solar system, but in order to get any of these things down here into our borders, we'll pretty much have to go through it. So we'll probably bring it into the fold at some point. So with that done, we'll take the science ship. We'll just move into the next one. Survey this system. Let's go.
Technological acquisition.
Hey, we finished our first tech. Let's go. Okay, so hydroponics farming. We can now unlock hydroponics farm. This is a building that can go onto planets, which generates 3 agri-drone jobs. So I could have just waited a second and done this instead of building the farm district, but I think we'll hold off on that. And then in star bases, we can build hydroponics farm, which spends a little bit of energy credits and creates food. So these are just different ways to create food. So now we're going to do new research for society. Let's see. We do have toxic kelp blocker on our new colony, so we could clear that if we get this tech. But this, I think, is actually better. Gains unity and then increases our monthly unity. That's, I think, a snap pickup because we have really low unity gain. That's from our leaders. Oh, yeah, and we have a tradition available. Thank God. Buildings upkeep or buildings and districts have build cost reduce and build speed goes up. I think right now our upkeep is not killing us, so I think right now we want to build faster. We just want to expand faster and faster on our various settlements here. And yeah, this is working. And we've got the alloy foundry set up. We've got plenty of menial jobs ready for the new drones and new robot master race populations that get created. And you are working. Yet on some slight unemployment, again, as we have newly assimilated populations which are trying to find work. Do we have any further assimilations happening? Yeah, we still have plenty of additional assimilations happening. Okay, well, so that's my first real understanding of the assimilation process. And looking at, what we did here, we took over a planet, we were assimilating the populations, and I think I understand the process now of taking over something and assimilating their populations. It's an interesting mechanic. It's kind of, I can see that it's mostly just going to be around the war aspect, right? It's going to be a lot about making sure that we get our strong armies, getting those armies into position, and then invading these places. Once you got them taken over, it's pretty understandable sort of what's going on. It took me a second at first, but now I definitely understand. So now what started as 12 is now 3 unassimilated pops. So we've assimilated 3/4 of the surviving population. And now we have them hard at work for us. They are providing maintenance and mining for us. Nice. Thus begins our takeover of the galaxy. And I think that's where I'm actually going to leave this episode. So thank you guys very much for stopping in. If you'd like to see more of this, just go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, all that YouTube-y stuff that I don't really like having to say, but it does actually help the channel when it happens. So thank you guys very much. My name is Bentanus Fugit. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one.